Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It means a great deal. Much appreciated. Now, the previous video I spoke about ACX and how I feel it's a good option. Although I've not really made a killing on it as yet. I've not really done much with it either. And I think I'll be working on that over the next sort of 12 months. But it's definitely been a help in a lot of ways. So I want to continue with how to actually write a letter for the narrator for the audition. This is always a problem for a lot of people using narrators. They'll maybe give them the first couple of pages of the book to have a little go at and come back with, or they'll pick a few sections out, or they'll go overboard and give them pretty much a chapter. And really, I mean, that's not the way to do it. It's not the way to go about finding the right narrator. And there's a few reasons for that. Well, firstly, not all narrators. For example, if I was to look for a narrator and I ask for the UK, so that they're familiar with things in the UK, words, terms, whatever. And that's what I want. And I want someone who not just sounds it, but knows it a little bit. Enough for my book. Now, there's every chance I'll get someone coming back, going over the audition paper and coming back and sounding absolutely fabulous. Sounding more English than I do. They could be from the Philippines, they could be from America, they could be from anywhere. But they've got the most fantastic British accent. And it's just the accent I'm looking for. But the problem is the words. They can't pronounce some of the words that everybody around me can pronounce. Everybody that I can think of in the UK would pronounce. So you really have to put words in there to try to, it's not so much catch them out. Everybody, they want the work, and if they think they sound British and they're not British, and they don't really know much about Britain, and they can get away with it, then fine. But that's going to hurt your book. Ideally, for your audition, you're going to want about 2.5 to 3.5 minutes of audio coming back. That's probably a couple of pages, a couple of A4 pages, maybe 600, 700 words, maybe, between 500 and 1,000 words. But, don't give them too much. Be selective in what you give them. For example, if you're writing something about Arkansas, put that word in, and see how it comes back, because it's spelt nothing like it sounds. The same with somewhere like in France, like Rennes or Saint-Tropez, or there's lots of words you could use. You don't even have to be from your book. You could just really be doing a tester on a certain accent for your region. But ideally, you take them from your book. You'd find all the words that people might question or think, okay, did I say that right? Like Worcester sauce. You wouldn't say Worcestershire sauce. It's Worcestershire. It's Worcester sauce. And, so put words in there. Find the words in your book. Put them in there. And you can sort of, if you have to, you could sort of go like this. You could set your page up like this. Just title it Audition Script. And this will be, you'll save this in PDF or Word document or both. And then you'll upload it when you're requested to, as you're going through the motions on your ACX account. I've taken the whole introduction there. I've just copied that and pasted that, because there's a lot in there that says a lot about the book. And then there's other words in the next chapter. This is from chapter 1, and I've actually labelled that. So I can go back to it. I can find out where these things are if I have to. And there's a lot of Welsh words in here, maybe. So it would be interesting. Now, any narrator worth the salt, if they look at a word and they'll go, is that Lao or Laos? How should I say that? Well, they'll do a little bit of an investigation. They'll do a bit of research and find out the right way and make sure that that audition paper comes back to you, that audition comes back to you with everything right. You know, because you're going to have to put those kind of words in it. Don't leave anything like that out. So, yeah, go through, pick things from the chapters, label from the chapter so you know which points you're picking. And it would go straight into your audio subscription. You put notes here if there's anything you really need to point out. So once you've created your audition script, upload it, go through the rest of the motions just to get the ball rolling. So what happens then? Well, you accept the one you like and you come to an agreement on the price. They'll have already said how much they charge per audio hour, complete hour, finished hour, and that's basically what it'll be. Amazon will work out how many words are in your book. They'll know how many hours, audio hours that'll be, finished hours. They'll say that's what it's going to be, and you'll agree to that. So from there, if all of a sudden you start getting stuff back and the wording, it's all to cock, the grammar, I mean, you're going to hear these things. It's going to be actually a little bit harder at some point than actually doing spell checking and grammar on paper or on the screen, because you're listening to everything and you're going to get, well, actually, at what point did they make the mistake? Hang on, that's wrong. So you're going to have to check all these points. So if at 2 minutes 33 seconds in, there's a problem, you have to note that down, and you can chat with each other. Say, look, you said that wrong. And even when you've accepted the narrator, you can still do this. But the problem you've got then is you've got a whole book. And as the narrator reads each chapter, or each section, they come through to you. They will usually just send them to you. And you've got to listen to every one. So if you've got like 100,000 words to listen to, you have to listen to it. And you have to really listen to it. Because once it goes out there, there's no real way of changing it. It's a done deal. It's not like you can sort of just remove it, fix it, and put it back. It's done. So listen to it carefully, each chapter. Mark down where you've got a problem. If it seems like there's a full stop been missed, or they've gone from one paragraph to the next paragraph, like it's two sentences in the same paragraph. So you'll listen to it and you'll think, hang on a minute, that's a bit wrong. That was a bit quick, or the chapter title was a bit too close to the rest of the chapter, and you pick all these things out, write all these things down, and then you get back to the narrator and you say, look, these are the problems and I need them fixing. And your narrator will fix them. But this could be another problem, because the narrator will point, really, or you'll have your information to say where the error is. And they'll go to that and they'll try to take that bit out and put another one in. Now, the sound can vary. Yourself, if you're recording anything, anytime you stop for a second, it changes. The level can change. Something could have changed in the room to make the audio sound different, just in that word, in that section, and that sentence even. So listen again when it comes back. Listen again to make sure it doesn't jump up and down and it's not too noticeable that the change has been made. And then if it's too noticeable, you've got to let them know again. If there's a few that are close together, you're just going to have to say, look, you're going to have to say the whole paragraph, and not just correct those words, because you're not correcting them. And yeah, you know, you don't want to fall out on that, but this is a business deal after all, and it's you that's going to get it in the neck from your customers. So yeah, be careful of that. So I hope all that at least doesn't scare you away. But I had to be clear. I had to make a separate video just for this on really how to get that Audition script together, and be very careful when you do.